We're here in a customer's home that had purchased an AGA Legacy range as well as a custom Vente hood from kitchenfoundry.com. So we're here to shoot this video about performance aspects and design aspects. You'll notice that this range has 5 burners on the cooking surface, and as we look at the specs on these 5 burners, we can actually get the BTU output of each one of these burners. Now we know that our dual blower Vente hood is capable of exhausting 60,000 BTUs. So as we look at the stovetop, we have one 9,200 BTU burner, one 15,000 BTU burner, one 12,000 BTU burner. You can add up all those BTUs and this hood can easily keep up with the heat output of the stove. I might also add that in most cases, in a realistic setting, your customer is really only going to have maybe 30% juice going to these burners at any given time. So figuring that they're only going to run them at half power, you can add up how much BTU the stove is going to be putting out before specifying the hood equipment that will be needed to keep up with that heat output. For most customers, a 60,000 BTU extraction dual blower unit is going to be fine. Some of these newer ranges, though, they have some burners that can output something like 35,000 BTUs, in some cases 40,000 BTUs. Keep in mind, if you're putting this equipment in, they really need to have a 1/2-inch gas line feeding the stovetop. Anything smaller than that, and they wanted to run that cooktop at full capacity, they might find when they fire one burner up, it steals gas from another burner, and they're not really getting the full output because of an installation limitation. So here we are looking at this range, and AGA's done a great job with these 3 different oven chambers. So you have broiler, you have an oven chamber that can fit a medium-sized turkey, and completely separate controls for this oven chamber. AGA will give you a temperature control and then 7 different modes of convection on this particular unit, the AGA Legacy. So we did have this customer oversize the hood to the cooking equipment. We usually ask that so you'll get maximum performance. You will find that a lot of customers will want to have the same size hood as the cooking equipment in order to give them more cabinet space, which is fully acceptable, but we wanted to pass out the information that whenever possible, if you do that 3-inch overhang on either side of the cooking equipment, you will get more performance from your hood. Another thing we notice about this installation is this oven has a bit of more protrusion into the kitchen than your average stove. And this can happen because stoves oftentimes have an earthquake bracket back here, or there's a gas line already protruding out of the wall, and the installer is unable to put this stove in and slide the range all the way to the back wall. And this created a little bit of a deficit in depth. Normally the 24-inch depth hood would give you an 1.5-inch overhang from that front edge of that burner. In this case, you don't have the overhang, so I have to caution this customer that when cooking on the front burners, they may have some smoke that makes its way back into the home. If they're able to adjust this stove all the way to the back wall, it'll pick up some performance aspect when specifying the range to the cooktop. We had also sold this customer a Marvell 61WCM wine storage refrigerator, and when you order these, they come in plain wood, and it is a pine wood that is the shelf front on all these drawers. And what's really cool is you can take and stain these wood shelves on your own to match your adjacent cabinets. So all of this stuff will tie in together beautifully in this customer's home. Visit kitchenfoundry.com. and we will address all your questions about the ordering process for your ventilation hood and specification of your hood to the cooking equipment.